speculate.
Unsubstantiated information.
Which triggers the search of the schemer for information which can be given. Okay, what's speculate? Which triggers the search of the schemer for information which can be given. And that's why you start playing games with things, see, because you can direct that search. Okay. Now, who is what style do we actually practice in the with the terminology? We can say Kanku, which is correct, right? That's correct. What styles? What's Kwan? You've heard of Kwan, right? You've heard of Kwan? Kwan? They actually pronounce it Kwan. You've heard the word? Okay, what's the word in Japanese, in Chinese? Kwan. Yeah, Chuan. Or in the broad term, Kanku, yes. The Chuan, you understand, because Chuan, Tai Chi Chuan is long like the river, really long like the Yangtze River, so it's like a play on words. You know, the Chinese always have these horrendous things like a pig's ass or something like that. They got all kinds of scatological comments. They really do. They swear it's fantastic. You never begin to believe it. But they always make these long things. So when they were to Chong means fish, Chong means something else, and Chong also means a long, like the river, long and dirty like the Yangtze River. So the Tai Chi Chuan has a different kind of meanings, and some you can giggle at. You can probably guess those. The form that we did originally was Chung Kwan, because that was the Chung Kwan era it came from. That's the old form. Now there's different Chung Kwans done, but this old Chung Kwan is the one that everybody should do. And we'll do all these things tonight, okay? We got enough time. Okay, put your books up. There's no more questions? That's just interesting there, huh? What?
It is interesting. How does the
Well, that's a priest.
This up with the pizza.
Yeah, so we'll see what will happen with video. That's the reason a special unique life. And if the circumstances become other than what they are, this is the way a lot of religions are.
Yeah, with digitizing.
Counting on the
Yeah, that
virtual reality much closer to the way it's perceived by those users.
Yeah. Actually, he was making a comment. Sit down for a minute. Let me make a little comment about Christianity. And I can say it's a real broad sense, but I'm not insulting anybody. My wife happens to be a church tonight. But he made a comment that the virtual reality is different. Let me explain, for example, the slip of a stinger in here. At the time of Christ, there were really two cults going, two basic cults. And if you were going to say that Christ was the great Jewish reformer and the Son of God, whatever, however, there were people that sat at Jesus' feet and listened to what Jesus had to say. And his brother, his mother, his sisters, everybody sat at his feet and listened to what he had to say. That has been assembled now. They call it the quell text, Q for unknown. But they have a quell text right here with the Q text. Now, but people sat at Jesus' feet and listened to what he had to say. Some of that went into the Bible. On the other hand, when he died, there was another group called the Christ cult who were back and looked at him as what he was. See, St. Paul was more interested in that he was the Christ, born again, and the risen, and all. They started assuming that what he was had more import than what he said. So the Bible that was written by people mostly about what he was. See, and that's what you get here. You get a lot of people looking at it and say, well, it's this, that, or the other thing. And yet the people who sit at the feet of the Master and listen to him and actually practice actually have a completely, totally different opinion. It's actually in conflict. Now, this actually changed, like in the Jewish religion. I'm not speaking too much about that because I don't know a lot about it, but they have what they call a Pesher technique. That today, if you were to say, maybe 1,000 years from now, they say that let me give an example. They'd say that the White House called the Kremlin and said to nail the thing down. Nobody could figure out what that means. Except somebody would say, wait a minute, there's another meeting that meant Clinton called Yeltsin and told him to finalize the contract. It's just like the old days when in the Bible it says the gods in the inner chamber. What they really meant, the high priest was in there. When an angel came, this you meant, that meant it was an elder from according to the Pesher techniques. That means it was an elder from the synagogue. That's the pitcher. So all the way through this, you have two understanding. One's hidden here, and the other's the pitcher understanding, which is interpreted for only those that have a reason to know. Now, I don't know about the religion, but I'm sure that I'm right on the money on this, okay? Okay? So you always think what you see isn't really what's there. It has to be interpreted for you, and at that time, you understand it. And of course, the Christian religion says faith interprets all, and I'm not going to argue with anything about the religion, but this is the approach. And in any theological seminary, all over the place, they all study the same thing, so I'm not sure about making toast. Right? But you have to realize that there's a difference between you people who sit at the feet of the teacher and the people who step back and say, I'm looking at it, that's what it is. There's two entirely different things. For example, you could sit at my feet and study with me, and you look at the Aikido and you say, oh, that's Aikido. Or that's Jiu-Jitsu. Or that's Kung Fu. And like you don't do that, huh? Like that's not what you've been doing. Like they're doing something like in outer space. The bulk of that is what we do. Those guys, if they knew what it was, would be over studying with us. I mean, you know, my great teacher, Sadaka Nakabayashi, who never lost a match in his, beyond second degree, or 2 matches in his entire life, was the greatest judo man alive. He was the grandmaster of the Kwamikan. You know what these guys are, you know, it's just a wonder that these guys are doing over here. So anyway, let's go back and let's just approach this stuff. Get up and relax, okay? I think we should break each other's arms off. I know they're used to it. Come on, John. Just very quickly, take your partner's hands and bring them back and touch him behind their back here. I see his arms don't want to go back here. Now try to touch him up here and then bring the hands back here like this and stretch him back a little bit. Now I'm very, very stiff and watch. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, did your partner do it? Hey. Yeah, 1. Why don't you guys from here? It won't hurt this, but I'm going to give you this lady. You're going to take the ball. Let me take a picture. I do this as one of Okay, now why? I didn't do that. There's no power off this at all. It's this way, watch. 1, 2, 3. Now my elbow is on this side, not here. Because if it's here, I'm doing that kind of a block. My elbow is this way. 1, 2, 3. And it's a guiding block, see, it's this way. Okay. So when actually kick hard is actually not an opposing block in any way, shape, or form. See, 2, 3. Understand? So make sure your elbow is plenty far inside so you're not coming down on the leg. Okay? So you get like a swing. Okay.
I can't get my leg.
Oh, I see the other leg.
Oh, you don't get your back bottom?
It's okay. I'm
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. And then.
Okay, now these are called the 5 stars. Now there's another one of these groups that's like this. And you're coming. And we go 1, 2, 3. He goes down to hit my ankle. 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You got that? Okay. 1, 2, 3. He squats down on his toes. Very simple action.
Oh, that's different. That's different. Okay. 1, 2, 3. No. And then I drop down to hit your ankle. And then, okay. So I actually touch my toes in there or just...
No. So the explanation is squat. If I'm going to use, Okay, now, watch how they're doing again. Let's go. One.
Okay.
Let's go down this way. On your toes. Yeah. Now, because if he goes down on his toes, go down on your toes. Put this shoulder here on the floor. Put. Roll. Come back up. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Okay? Fine. 1, 2, 3. Go. Just, you hit my leg. Go. Yeah, go. Hit my leg. 1. Okay, when you go down, okay, you're supposed to roll, right? Roll. Okay. Come back up again. 1, 2, 3. Go. Go. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go. Okay, now watch. Come on over here. This time, you know how to axe kick with the foot, right? Okay, you're from here. This time, 1, 2, 3. You drop. When he drops, I want you to bring your foot up and hit him alongside the hip. Go right over his head. And to avoid that, he's going to dive, right? That's it. Go on. Roll. Roll. Try and get back up and do it again. No, don't get back in position. She's going to chase you around the floor. Okay. The other hand now. Yeah, go ahead. Catch it right away. Don't give him a chance. Okay, now start. Okay, start. Okay, now, that's one way to do it. The second way is like this. Bump arms together. And now, after your foot comes from here, kick it to this way. Okay, pass it down. Easy enough. It's very easy stuff. Now here's the other one.
Just kick?
1, 2, jump. Yeah, jump here. Yeah. No, kick the other foot. Okay. Yeah, put your foot up here. Okay. Take my hand with the other foot. Okay. That's it. Okay. Bottom. Don't retreat from it. Walk right into it. Go. Now the other foot. We'll move right into it. Go. Go. Again. 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 Okay, this is the base root of Aikido. Now who can do this? Anybody? Everybody can, right? Why? Everybody can fall? You can, right? Let's show you how to do it. Put your toes up, squat down. Go down into a squat. All squat, okay. Now you're not going to roll. What you're going to do is put this shoulder on the floor here and don't beat your body. Touch that shoulder to the floor here. No. Touch it to the floor here. And go. Touch it. Okay. Same with you. Down on your toes. You cut down right. Now this shoulder is going to go here. Right over here. Just touch your shoulder on the floor. Touch it. Okay. Everybody can do that. Everybody try it. Go down into a real deep squat. And just touch your shoulder on the floor. And that's so easy to do. Okay, now, without killing each other, bump, down. And when you go down, the people are, when their foot's up from here, they're going to pass over your head. You understand? Like you put your hand up. The foot's going to move this way. Right over your head, right? Make it real simple. Right over the head. You're squatting down. This is very high. But see, it's just like this. It's easy pass right over the top of the head. Okay? And then the other person will squat down and put your shoulder on the other side. Now, your ability to do this without hustling up fast, or trying to make some fantastic fast action. Because if you make a fast action, your body never gets a chance to taste it or to really feel it. So these have to be done very slowly so you gain a feel of the technique. Okay, try it.
I've gone through your question.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
the other way, this way?
Yeah.
First time,
Go ahead and go that way.
right shoulder, and then put your left shoulder, just like here. And eventually we'll get to the flow.
That's what we were doing. Yes. Go, you roll that way. Yes.
Okay, now let's play a game here for a minute. Let's have, you come here.
Shoulder.
Guys, okay, you're doing pretty good. So you do 3 rolls, and you do 2 rolls, the next 2 are yours. 2, 2, 2, 2. Now watch how Chinese this looks. Go. Go. Catch it. Now it's your turn. Roll. Go that. God, it's your turn. Catch it now. Okay, this stuff formed the base of Aikido. Because later on, when people would grab, when they grab you later on, see, and they move you from here, and they lock you this way, then what would he do? Okay, 1, 2. He'd have the position of rolling back up. You see, so if he's punching for me, for example, 1, 2, and I move from here, and I locked it this way, and I kept moving, then he can just reach spot. And that's the base of Aikido, the whole fundamental action of it. See, he attacks me again. Let's go. Hey, real hard. And just that touch. Okay. 1. What happened there? See, he didn't connect that last action to this action, did he? Watch again. 1, 2. 1, 2. What happened? Let's keep going. You know why?
You took away his ability to
Well, this time, just go down on your toes. 1. Go down. Squat, squat, squat. Now go on, roll right out. This time squat. Punch. 1 squat. Go, squat. That's right. That's where you should be coming out of the thing, see? Okay, try it again for just 1 second. We'll get off of this. I don't want to keep too long on this move. Okay, continue.
What he did last time, he sure him. That's always
Okay, now let's go ahead. Well, if we got any time, we'll do some self-defense, but I want to cover some forms on this tonight. Now line up behind me, and we're going to start the Kwan Lo, which is one of the Kwan Lo 5, which is one of the fundamental Tai Chi forms. Exercise, just come down. There's no way to do this right or wrong. Just set. 1, 2. Heel out. Push all the way to the front foot. All your weight should be on the front foot, so you're fundamentally like that. Bring it all the way to the back foot. Now push all the way to the front with both hands. Turn your pelvis just a little bit. You should be completely on the front foot. Keep your hands up like this. And when your weight transfers all the way to that foot like this, and turn your hand over. Okay, and with the heel on the back foot, turn. 1. Slide the heel out. 1. 2. Bring it all the way back. All the way to the back foot. All the way out to the front foot. Now with the foot completely there, transfer your weight. And when the weight comes completely on the left foot, take your hand and stretch up. Take your body, shift into all of that foot and put your foot out in front of you. And you're here again. 1, 2, all the way back. 3. Now your weight should be completely on the front foot. Step 1. The weight should be completely on the right foot. Now, put your foot out and turn your hand. Turn. And you're back here. Your feet won't be in order. They're out of it. When you slide your heel forward, just stay right there. Slide the heel forward. 1, 2. All the way over that front foot. All the way back. All the way out. And this is both hands now. It changes the tilt of the pelvis. Don't lean your body forward. Body straight up. Now, bring your body up like this way. 1. Shift your weight slowly to the front foot. And then bring your body out. Okay. Now shift 2. 1, 2. Upper body straight. Pull back. 2. Push up. 3. Step foot across. All your weight to the front foot. You shift your weight. Put your body weight here too. Bring your body up. And bring your hands down. Okay, now this time I want you to step out further and drop your body a little lower. So we start from here. 1, 2. Now when we step pretty far and 1. Okay. Your body goes completely forward. Everything's on your front foot. You're not on the front foot. The front foot, I mean, you should be able to take this something to stand like it without shifting your balance. So you're not forward enough. Put your foot down. Get us come forward more. Keep your body straight that way. Now, those hands like this. This hands straight up. Both your feet are flat on the floor. Okay, you're way up with that leg. Now put yourself completely back, where you're over the back leg. And you really should be, so you can pick this leg up. You're way on the back leg, completely on the back leg. Now when you push forward, completely in the front leg, see, watch my body. I should really be able to do this, but I'm not going to. Now, as I'm completely here, then I can pick up the back foot this way and shift it. And when the weight reaches this foot, and I start moving that, and the hand comes over. Okay. Okay, that way. Now when the hand's over here, then I turn this way. Now completely on the back leg. See, actually I can be standing this way. I slide my foot forward 1, and my body is completely forward. That means that your hip bone is over your foot. Your feet flat, you're on both feet. Okay, hands this way. Pull back 2. Now all your weight's on that back leg. Now push forward 3. And all the ways out, all the way out. Don't tilt your body. Okay? Just put down. Now, when you're here, you're completely here, then you should be able to bring this foot here without any shift of the body. Now when the body is completely over the foot, this foot should be free, and you do this way. This hand's out here. John, this way. Good. So, now, pull yourself right over on that foot, and put your foot out here in front of you. Okay, now, again, 1. This hand is up, this way. Okay, all the way forward. Completely over the front. Okay, now, here, all the way, keep your body back erect. Come all the way back. All the way to the front. Now, as I'm moving forward, see, I don't have to shift my weight. My body is already here. 1, 2. And my weight shifts. 3. And from here, I turn on my back heel. Okay. Push out 1. Up was 1. 2. Back. Standing up. Push out 3. 4. 6. That's right. Now we'll push slightly forward. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Okay, now let's do a sister form. Line up. 1. 2. 1. 1. Bring your weight to the back foot. 2. 2. Your weight to the front foot. All right. 1. 1. 1. 1. 2. 3.
Ready?
Turn. 1. Back stance there. We'll use a back stance on this one. Back stance. 2. 1. 2. Go bend 1. 1. 2. 3. 1. There's your weight on the back foot. Weight on the back foot shifting again. Weight on the back foot, see? Weight on the back foot shifting again. Down. See, that form is just directly related to the Kwan. The feeling is the same in the form. Let's try the Kwan again. Okay. Now sit here and deeply walk. Down. That's your pace. You're not going to rise. How about bend your knees? Down. You down here. Okay, now. From here, just put your heel out this way. 1. This hand goes out. This hand, other hand just comes down this way. Like this. Okay. Bring it back 1. 2. Okay, all the weights on that front foot. Don't rise up. Don't get up. You straighten your legs. Don't you straighten your legs either. Stay down. Down. Okay, get your weight on that front foot. Yeah, you can feel a stretch, right? Okay. Bring your foot up. 1, 2. I think I wish you put your hand up this way. Backwards and try that. Here. This hand's this way. As I turn, this hand turns this way. Palm like this. Palm. Okay, palm. The other hand's still here. Now turn. 1. 2. Look forward. Push. Push. Pull. All the way back. Okay. Just pull one hand over the other. Not that ball from it. What are you going to call it? Push. Step. When you're stepping, you should be this way. One hand, you should be like this. That's what I say. And 1. Shift. Bring up. Your weight. Okay. I got you, don't I? Stay down. Okay, from here, push. Push, pull back. Push. Okay, 1. 2, this is this way. 3. Turn. Okay, push. Push. Pull back, pull. Push, so don't pull with the ball form. Ball form's not it. Push. back straight. Clean, don't tilt. Okay, now when all the way to the front foot, bring the foot up over here. 1, 2. And the weight shifts, hand like this. And the weight shifts quickly on that hand. What turn? Turn. Okay, let's drop that for a minute. Now, let's do it another way. This time, I want you to drop this way. There's another way to do this. It's 1, 2, 2. And I'm not going to, I'll introduce that another way. But in the meantime, just drop here, like this. 1. Drop down. All the way down. Push up. 1. Pull back, like this. Back this. Okay. Now you could back this way. Okay. Is that right? The same form. Right again. Down you go. 1. Push. 1. Up you go. 1. Pull your foot this way. Back fist. Hit. Okay. Let's change it to the Kanku form. Down 1. Pull. Side kick. Right again. Down 1. Pull. Kick. Turn. Down 1. Pull. Kick. Elbow kick. Bring your foot up. Bring the foot up. 1. Down. Pull. Kick. Okay. Now that's another way. Another way to do it's like this. 1. 1. 2. 3. 4. Okay, all the forms or bases of this technique, all of them come from here. And they come with the ability to transfer your weight from one foot to the other foot. Now, these forms actually go down and come back up. This action here is very similar to this action here. 1, and then back this, say, from this action. So this is this kind of an action. It's this from here. Like if I'm moving 1, 2, it's that kind of an action. And it is not the ball this way. That's a different thing. That could Kwan number 3 or something like that. Okay. Now, down 1. 1, 2. Shift your weight. 1. Carry the idea. 2. 1, 2. Okay, try it again. 1, 2. Shift your weight completely forward. 1. 1. Your weight's completely on the back foot. 2. 1. 1. 1. Up. 2. 1. 2. 3. Turn. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. High punch. 1. 2. 3. Turn. 1. 2. 1. 1. 2. 3. Now, there's not a big difference between those two forms. You probably feel that, right? You feel an enormous difference? Now let's go the same thing, but do the taking form. And you guys in the back just won't be able to do this, but you guys, maybe the front can't either. But just try to follow me along. 1, 2, 3. This way, same stepping. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. See, these are the same form. These all come from the same pattern of Kanku. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, directly before we drop this segment, let's go into Kanku. Right with me. Just follow me. It isn't important to be done right. It's just important to do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, good. Side kick behind back this way. 1, 2, 3. 1. Turn. 1, 2. Kick. 1, 2, 3. 4. Okay. 1, 2. Kick. 1, 2. 3, 4. Side kick, smash. Side kick, elbow smash. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. Kick. 1, 2. Turn, drop, 1, down, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. You guys in back here will be lost on this. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Big pull. Kick. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump kick. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, your white belts and yellow belts, green belts, sit folded up here, will you please? Just sit up here. Okay, now, you've positioned yourself pretty well with the first form. And the technique form has the same characteristics as TM1. They're both taken from this form. The technique form actually is taken from the Chung Kwan. But this form has 3 characteristics. One is you play with one is put your hand out and bring it back at a straight line. 2. The other action is take your hand this way. Okay. So when I'm doing this, the hand could be coming back, and the hand could be going out. There's a difference. For example, when I'm going 1, 2, but watch. 1, 2. See, I've actually executed one in the middle. I've actually executed the Tai Chi thing with this hand. This hand here. I actually execute that in the middle. So all the way with this form, we'll play with whether we're going to curl down or curl up, or whether it's going to go straight out. We're just going to isolate those, okay? Okay, now. 1, 2. Okay, 1. That's just a curl down. It curls back like this. Now your feet are set, and you're not going to shift your feet. Now this way. Okay, you're in the same place. Same thing. You're in the center. Now it's a push-up. Now you're going to punch. Throw it away. Punch. Throw it away. Now pull. Now make your side kick, and then 1, come down and pull back. Come down, pull back. Now there's really not a pullback, it's a feel. See, like this. Now, from here, 1, 2, throw away twice. Okay, and you should have done it away too many times. I should have started. There's a stick here. Okay, right here. Okay, 1, 2. Now this action here is actually a pullback on this hand. This hand is actually a pullback here. Because if he punches from my head, punch. I'm actually going this way, you see. Or I'm doing the same thing, so there's a pullback action from this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Kick. Turn, 1, throw away, and punch. Now pull back slightly with this, and pull back slightly with that. This you pull back with the muscles in the middle of your back. This here has to pull back with the muscles in the middle of your back. My hand's here, and I pull back with the muscles on my back. Okay, 1, 2. Again, I kick, I pull 1, 2, I throw away, I drive, slightly pull back, now I pull back with the muscles in the middle of my back. Okay, pull. Feet are straight. Feet are like this. And when you put the side kick, the foot comes up in front of you and pops this way. Okay, 1. Okay, 2. Bring your feet like this. Kick 2. Back. And 2. Now from here, 1. Slightly pull. Here, 2. Slightly pull. Now from here, 1, 2. Both of those are throws. From here, 1, 2. Kick. 1, 2. And this is the pullback. Okay. Now 1, pull back slightly. 2 punches. Okay, turn. 1. Drop your body down. 2. Come up. 3. That's a slight pullback. And what am I doing here? What am I doing? What? What? 1 Okay, one more double knife. And then I turn, right? Okay, turn, one. I'm trying to think. Pull it. One, now this is a pullback on this. One, punch. Two, punch. Okay, pull. And side kick. Now you kick, side kick back. Slightly back. It comes back this way. Right towards me here. Kick. No, I'm back here. Kick here. That's correct. Now here, this is a drive. But, and this is a pull. Pull. 2, 3. As you one. Up you go. Right. Now, this form comes from this. This is the key to this form. He on 5. You know he on 5, don't you? Okay. One. That's a pulling technique. Watch. 1, 2, pull. Okay, now this again is a pull. Okay. 1, 1, 2. Okay, 1. 1, 2, 2, 3, jump. Hit down, 1, 2. Destroy it. Now come up with a pull. Action. Good. Okay, now from behind you, turn. 1 and 2. This hand is contracted in by the back. Okay, change your body. 1, 1, 2, 10. This is contracted in by the back. Okay. Now let's try Kanku once more time. Can you see it? Okay, we'll just run through it. 1, 2, 3. 1. Take a big stance. 2. Your belt buckle doesn't change. Your button in your belt doesn't change. Let's move forward or back. Go. Straight. 1. Let's go. 1. Start again. Okay. And from here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1. Okay. Back leg presence, right? Thank you. And now I'm going to shift the weights to the other back leg. And then from here, it's going to be this way. Punch. Pull. And you step forward. All the way up. Now that means you get back where you're going to. See, you're going to be kicking here. That back foot will go to kick right here. Off the right here. Kick. No, here. Not there, here. Okay, one right through my hand. Good, that's right. See, what happens, there's a real difference in kicking on this stuff. If a lot of the styles, the guys like this. The guy says, okay, I'm going to pull here, and I'm going to do this kind of kicking. Okay, I'm going to pull back, and I'm going to do this. And the guy says, no, what it is, I'm going to pull up. I'm going to kick this way. So what you're doing is actually kick. This is a kick, not a foot flip. So you're kicking, so pull up, and you kick back here on the inducer. That's right. Good. Now if you do that, actually it's not behind you, just you feel like it is. Try the whole thing again. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, pull. Now kick behind you, kick. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Straight forward. Okay. I'll get back here again. After the kick. After the kick, you came down. 1, 2, didn't you? Okay. Right here. You're here. Now from here, it's a pull, isn't it? But from here, it's a 1, 2, drive it. There's a real difference in that part. Because you don't float. We start here with this kick again. Kick. Down to the hooking action. This is a hook right here. Okay, now, drive forward, hook again. Now this time, you go forward, throw it, and spear it. Go! Hey! Now, you have to step. Yes, so 1, 2. Okay, turn, 1, 2, grab it. Kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn, 1. Kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's taking your back. How come your nose is higher on? Get lower. Get lower. I saw you get lower earlier. I know you can do it. Good. Pull. Pull up. And then this is what we do, side kick. Okay, side kick, you're kicking almost to him, right? Kick. Good. Again, pull. No, just pull. Kick. Okay. Okay, from here, now, 1, 2. Now watch what I'm doing on these. 1, 2. Okay, there's a root dash. Now from here, 1, 2. Kick. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, boom, down. And then up for 1. After grabbing that. And then this is another one. Pose. From here, 1, and pull like that and punch. 1, 2, 3, pull, and you're going to kick back to get other quarter. Kick. Good. Now when you step forward, 1, grab. Grab. That's right, this is like this. Now from here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Up. Turn. Okay, kick, up. Down. Squeeze, squeeze. Okay, that's much different. See, that's the dynamics of that form. And if you don't feel that, every motion, anything that you're really not doing the kata, no matter what you do, the benefits of that kata will elude you. Okay? Doing the form is diddly too. It's getting the value out of it. You drink chocolate milk and take calcium pills, you're wiped out, you know? So I showed you acid kills the calcium, right? So you want to make sure that what you're doing doesn't stand in the way of what you want to learn. Okay? These things by themselves won't teach you anything unless you do it correctly. Okay, now come on. Okay. Now let's go directly to the third form of the choke. Well, the Kwan are a standard exercise. The Chung Kwan, the Kanku, and the San are in Choking 3 are the 3 major kata, the parallel things. Now, let's do this form in a real basic sense. Let's just walk through it. You don't have to drop low on this if you're videotaping it. I'm not doing this low. I'm staying high because I'm teaching. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Turn. 1. Kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. Stop. 1. Stop. Turn. 2. Kick. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Kick. Forward. 1. Back up. 1. Back up 2. You don't have to run double time on that one. You're doing the single headed. Turn 1, 2. Kick. 1, 2. Turn. 1, 2. Turn. 1, 2, 3, and down. Okay, that's the form. Well, let's talk about it. The first place is we start and we do this. What are we doing exactly? Who knows? What?
Yes.
Now, come on. You ready to hit? Oh, no, watch. No. He reaches for me. See, the minute I touch it, she takes him forward and watch. So I'm going to move this way. That's what I'm doing. So whenever I go this way, 2, I'm hitting him right here. It's a very basic action. So this is a ferocious headbutt. It allows me to move forward. I hit it. Okay? So I don't lean over. I'm this way. Okay? That's right. Because the tendency is to take your partner, touch him on your side of the hand, and watch what happens to his head. Try with your partner. Just scoop his hands like his hips going forward. His hips going forward, doesn't it? He automatically comes forward, doesn't it? And you start making it because you're not reaching for me. Boom! They gotta hit you here. And if they don't, they gotta leave it. So it doesn't make a difference. Okay, now we've established that this is this is the knee, now this is the action. 2, I come from here, and I turn. Now, what I'm doing here, this is a presupposition of leveling. But from here is 1. I kick in the groin and pop in the eyes. Okay? From here, I poke in the eyes. I rip across the eyes. Okay? I poke in the eyes and rip again. Now watch, the action looks sort of like this. He comes here and he reaches, well, he grabs my hand. Okay? 1, 2, you see, from here, 3. He reaches 1, 2. Or this way, however I want to. I reach back 2, wham, I hit him. He reaches with the other hand, 1, 2, 3. So this all is involved in taking the eyes out. Now this form, in this particular manner, is extremely fast. You're quick, aren't you? Quite fine. Yeah, reason this off. Oh, come on. I want to play a game with you. You don't mind? Okay? You guys want to sit down. You've seen this a million times. I've done it over and over and over. I'm James Bond. And you're Dr. No. What I'm going to do is cook. So this is the martini. But look at it, my shoe, actually. What's the martini? What's the martini?
Gin.
And then our all, right? What's usually in the all? Gin, right? You're getting there pretty good. Keep my foot on. So what I'm going to do is take this all in and I'm going to put it in your eye. I'm going to take this outlet and put it in your eye. Take a toothpick and stick it in your eye. Now you know that the gouge eyes, if you close your eye real tight, you snip it to try to gouge it. Just close your eye real tight and snip it. Just snip it like this. So that's the way you get rid of eyes. So you can't go like that against it because I'll just snip you like this and your eye will pop anyway. So what I'm going to do, in lieu of all this, you can put your boots on. You know why they call them boots, right?
No.
The Duke of Wellington had a huge nose. And he really did. And anybody that had a big nose like that, they called the city of a Duke. And gradually, this fist became known as Duke Busters, and then became known as Dukes. That's all in the relationship of Duke of Wellington's nose. Now what I'm going to do is touch you here. And when I get ready to move, you can block. You ready? And I'm going to hit you. Yeah, see the action. Touch. I don't want to cut his head. You ready? You ready? Okay. Now you know I'm going to do it. You're still going to block it. Is that right? Not bad. Okay. Now you know what I'm going to do, right?
Hey.
My hands are down here, actually. Okay. That's the idea. Now, give me a pencil here. I'm being very kind to you, you know.
You got good lawyers, sir.
Yeah, I know. Now, see, I'm here. Yeah. And I'm sticking. You see, the range is different all of a sudden. And so this is like an ice pick. You know, the guys talk about almost self-defense, but 3-foot ice pick. An ice pick is really dangerous, is it not? We had 3-foot ice picks in cover the page and foils. That's what guys do, sticky a 3-foot ice pick. But this is very, very dangerous. With this form, this action from here is that kind of technique. These are all doing that technique. Now we'll get to another one there, and I'll show you another one. Those are all involved with this action here. 1. That's what that technique demonstrates. This is what I did. Okay? Thank you. Okay, now, come on. So we just got done whacking, boom, boom, boom here, right? Where are we going? We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now, from 1 here, we scoop up slightly. We hit it again, and we bring it down into our knee. We block it up, bring it to our knee. Now we turn. This is a neck break, and I don't want to get into that just right this moment. This one here is a kick to the groin. And this one here, I put my foot on his finger, right? Like I'm putting my foot here, and I jump and put my knee here to my body. I go like that, and I hit onto it. So this action after the second one is 1, 2. Okay, again, 1, 2. Now this one here is this kind of an action. This kind of an action here. It's a completely different kind of action than we did before. Come back here again. Now put your up again. What? See the difference? What? A different kind of action. And if you know, who's that guy, Bob Bohack, you know Bob? I broke his nose, I pulled his nose right off deliberately with this. So what you're doing here, when you go, you pull like this, and this finger's curl, you hit the face. For the beginning students, the guys will catch your face this way. Look here, 1, 2. Reach out and you catch the face with these knuckles. Now this action looks like this. See? And you can't see at all what I did. You can't see it at all. Now these are just typical block action. Back up, 1, 2, 3. Then I hit the ear. I hit the other ear. I skip here, 1, 2. I go down and I poke him in the throat. This is a poke to the throat. Now, it doesn't have to be low. I back up and I break his neck. I break his neck with my belt. I turn here and I slit his throat with my belt. I turn here and I catch the technique. And I kick him. And I punch. 1. Then I do, I'll do backwards. 1, kick, 2, and that's behind his head. See, this is behind his head. And I come down this way. Okay. Now I turn here, the same thing, and I grab the arm, and it's a short, shuffle punch. This way. I hook behind here. This is a bypass punch. Watch how John is here. As he's punching for me, I bypass the punch. I bring him from here and hit him here, and that's the end of the form. So after I bypass, here, 1, 2. And then I'm done with the kata. See, these bypass seconds, he punches for me. He doesn't punch for me fast. Right? 1. See, 2. The guy will pick it from here. Boom. And that's part of that action. This also is inclusive of here. 1, 2. Now, same in that back of that kata. So this kata, in its very basic sense, is a killer doer. Now let's go to a very brief second. Who can shoot, right? Right. Chung Kwan has this essence of the form, right? So you step and punch me 1 step 5. Okay. Now, I can do that with an angular here, he attacks. 1. I can do it angular this way. 1, 2. If I want to, I can do it like this. 1, 2, boom. Once again. 1, 2, 1. And now, if I have a sharp belt or a piece of piano wire, I'm cutting through it here to here. Conversely, if you attach that, 1, 2, I move from here. And it's the same thing. Now what this technique looks like here, and I'm trying to be very careful not to hurt him here. Watch, step again. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. So watch what I'm doing. 1, 1, 2. So it's exactly like this, but come over and attack in that position. 1, 2. And again. 1, 2, 3. Now, I'll be really careful here. I'm not sure if you can fall. I can drop you back by this way. Now, if indeed the belt misses, and I'm like this, if I turn this way and it's sharp, I'll cut his throat. You understand? If I have a slip cord, I miss the action from here. Okay, I miss it this way. Then when I'm turning, watch those things go across the surface. That'll cut his throat. Now these techniques go back a long time. And the Koreans used to take their hair and they braid it like they have a piece of hair or stuff like this. Or a lot of the people, when they use a bowstring with a handle in each end. So you can punch any way you want to punch. Punch. And the guy's gone. Because he's cut his throat from here, he's finished. This is in the Chung Kwan form. Plus, a lot of other things are in the Chung Kwan form. Like this form is just full of chopstick techniques and pencil techniques and everything else. It's designed to, if you're in serious danger, and there's no other way out, somebody kill your family, it's designed for you to do a job on it. Okay? There's no reason for us to get into that these days. Nonetheless, the circuitry that controls that is built into this kata. Okay, now I'll start the kata again. Okay. Okay, we start the form with a gentlemanly bow. Come up here, turn the back over. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Back up. 1, 2, 3. Back up. 1. Turn. Kick. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. Kick. 3. Drop down. 1. Back up. 2. 1, 2, 3. Punch. 1. Kick. Punch. Turn.